In 1726, England was captivated by a bizarre tale. Mary Toft, a young woman from the town of Godalming, claimed to have given birth to something quite unusual: rabbits. It all began when Mary, already a mother of 3, experienced a strange miscarriage. After this event, she claimed to have given birth to animal parts. Word of Mary's strange deliveries spread quickly through Godalming. People were both horrified and fascinated. How could a human woman give birth to rabbits? It seemed impossible. Local doctors were called in to examine Mary. They too were baffled. They delivered more animal parts, but no baby. The doctors had never seen anything like it. Mary's case became the talk of the town, and soon news of the rabbit woman began to spread beyond Godalming. The local doctors were completely perplexed by Mary Toft's case. They examined her, questioned her, and documented everything. Some were skeptical, but none could offer a rational explanation for what they were seeing. As more births occurred, the doctors became even more invested in the case. They sent letters to colleagues seeking their opinions and advice. The mystery deepened, and the story of Mary Toft, the woman who gave birth to rabbits, became a national sensation. The news of Mary Toft's bizarre births eventually reached London and the court of King George I. The king, intrigued and perhaps a little disgusted, ordered his own personal physician, a man named Nathaniel St. André, to investigate the matter.
St. André was a highly respected surgeon and anatomist. He was known for his skeptical mind and his dedication to scientific inquiry. Intrigued and somewhat skeptical, St. André traveled to Godalming to examine Mary for himself.
Upon arriving in Godalming, St. André began a thorough examination of Mary Toft. He observed her closely and questioned her about the births. St. André shared his doubts with a colleague, Kyriakos Alas, a surgeon who had also been called in to examine Mary. S3. These parts, they don't seem to align with what you've described. There's something off here. Narrator St. André, a man of science, began to suspect that something was not quite right. He noticed inconsistencies in Mary's stories, and the rabbit parts themselves seemed suspicious. S3. Mary, can you explain once more how these rabbits are born?
I agree. There are too many inconsistencies. We need to dig deeper. S3. Ahlers, I have my doubts about this whole affair. What do you think?
As St. André and Ahlers continued their investigation, they began to put pressure on Mary Toft. They pointed out the inconsistencies in her stories, and they hinted that they knew she was lying.
Mary, your stories don't add up. We know there's more to this.
It's time to come clean, Mary. The evidence is against you.
Finally, faced with mounting evidence against her, Mary broke down and confessed. The rabbit births had been a hoax. Mary, it turned out, had been inserting the animal parts into her body and pretending to give birth to them. She had been aided in her scheme by her mother and several other accomplices. S1. All right, it was all a hoax.
My mother and others helped me. We never thought it would go this far.
The revelation of Mary Toft's hoax sent shockwaves through England. People were outraged that they had been so completely fooled. Mary and her accomplices were arrested and charged with fraud. The medical community, initially captivated by Mary's case, was humiliated. The case of Mary Toft became a cautionary tale about the dangers of blind faith and the importance of skepticism in scientific inquiry. It led to calls for greater scrutiny in medical cases and helped to usher in a new era of medical skepticism. And so the bizarre tale of Mary Toft serves as a reminder to question, to investigate, and to never take things at face value.